right, y'all. Welcome to Offensive Lines. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, me, Kemp, Jill Reese, Michael Fields, Tino Blackstock. We'll be talking about time travel and a few other subjects. So stay tuned. Thank you for dropping in.
So on that subject of time travel, and we're also going to be talking about the mirror effect. I want to ask you guys because I have my own personal opinions about time
Go ahead and introduce
travel.
yourself, though.
I'm Introduce me.
Introduce each other. Let's do how we do it, baby. Let's get it. It's all
It's
love. I
it's
gotta know who
MV
talking.
it's MV3 Multiverse 3. Come join us in the quantum. But what I wanted to do is talk about this time travel and this mirror effect. So what I want to ask y'all is, I think that if we drill down to it, I think there's a greater purpose and reasoning behind the potential use of time travel technology and what would drive somebody to utilize it. Would it be that I can go into the future, right, and hedge my bets for monetary gain later on down the road or down the line, or is it something else at play? I mean, we seen in Back to the Future where was it Biff? Biff wanted to try to win the lottery or something, right? I can't remember, but anyway, Keith, I know you're well versed in time travel and technology. Give us your opinion on that, my brother.
Man, the 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 way you introduce yourself, it means everything to me. And I want to speak a little freely before I speak into what I gotta say. I gotta say I love all three of these guys as much as I love my kids. Cause now it's down now is Reese, right? He was a hellhound once sent to sick on me by this evil witch from the north. I'll tell y'all about it another day. But get what he didn't do? He didn't attack me. You know why? Cause he looked at me and seen himself. Different flavor, same person. Different lingo, same lingo. Same thing, Chris and Fear say one of the same, one in the same. He's a wolf, I'm a wolf. She seen him as a hellhound. Cause he wasn't a dog like her, a dog depends. He's a wolf, I'm a wolf. He the black wolf, I'm the white wolf. Love this dude, man. I've been bragging about I went to school with this dude my whole life. Nobody believe me. They think I attended one of the classes or remedial. Like, ain't nothing remedial about me. And then y'all treat me equally, and I love y'all, and I appreciate it. We spoke on the hippie movement, but we never spoke on it was about love. It was a lot of drugs involved. Maybe that was freaky love. I don't know. I never did freaky love. I just do real love. And I love y'all. And Camp calmed me down last night. Fears calming me down, because they seen me acting right, but resetting me. I suggest anyone listening to our show, if you don't learn nothing else, understand I ain't never really been no spiritual person like that. Like, because of experience I did in life, but these experiences were necessary. The pain that I endured and had to go through was to make me who I am and what I am. I'm so different and unique because I was never created to fit in. I was forged by extreme conditions to stand out. And they may be looking for a knight in shining armor, and that's cool. Line him up because I promise you, what he can lay way. Listen, where he lie, he can die because the shining armor don't scare a person like us. All three of these guys are here warriors. I'll take a warrior over a soldier any day. So a soldier follows commands. These three guys right here, we the four horsemen. You don't want to see us. You don't want to see. You don't really want to see them. You know. But I say shining armor, he ain't been experienced. These guys seasoned vets. You need a village as an adult, and I'm opening up the show a little differently because I get what this show ain't for everybody. We different anyway. I'm off topic, on topic. 285 is the scenic route I go. When I could have went 75 or 20, I like scenic. So I'm letting everybody know. Get you a village. If you ain't got one, create one like I did. These guys right here I looked up to my whole life. I didn't know Craig Camp was a baby. Cause he gamma rays like it ain't nothing. Look at he the black hole. He speak for himself. Not joking. I love this guy. And y'all can't mess with him like I can. Cause I get what he my family. And he may be the Cellar Grove Phantom and Menace, but that's okay. Cause they say I was a menace to society, and the lady that sick reached on me said I would never be nothing. But get what? I'm a father, and it's the greatest thing in the world I ever was. And them guys calm me down, mean everything to me. And I never been to this quantum place that this guy speaks of, but I remember it was in Ant-Man. And I'm in there now too, and I can do some things that I didn't know I could do. And I just want to say, man, like having people around you that can bring you peace when there's nothing but chaos around you, because that's our rating, is probably the greatest thing that a man can have. And we all need that. And we all need each other. And flavors doesn't matter. Black isn't even a color. It is a non-color. Like white, but this is the crayon. Like we infatuated in this world with being something that we're not. Martin Luther King said it. This is nothing. He said, "You're African American. You got to listen to what he said. These words are powerful." So now I'm gonna go into what Fears wants me to, but I just wanted to open up in a way I ain't never opened up before, because get what, these guys is great, but they not me. I can speak from Lord because that's all I know. My love is I'm gonna say some stuff. I'm the destroyer of worlds, true story, but I'm also the creator of universes. Like I forgot about it. They had to remind me. I am Galactus. And guess what? They're my Silver Surfer. Get what? They're my Beast. And get what? That's G. He ain't no waiting in line for no joints. On my mama. It's not in him. No, sir. But I'm going to pass the initiative to speak first, because I highly recommend my ace, who finally owned up to something he carried for 30-some years, an attack on me. This is a terroristic threat. But he spoke on it, and get what? He's highly favored now. So, Reese, would you open up, bro, and introduce yourself? And get what? I'm Tino Keith, whatever you want to call me anything but collect or the police. And you good. I'm going to let my boy Reese speak first. Because I don't know nothing about Back to the Future. I ain't that pale. I saw her. Go ahead, Reese.
So,
sorry to get off topic, y'all, but I love y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all believe in me. I need it. I need y'all. Y'all make me more better.
so this big G representing Luke, but on the astral side, the astral plane side.
You ain't never waited no line for no Jordans, hey, Reese.
Yeah, I have. I ain't gonna lie.
Now, not since you become a grown man.
I was grown then, but I stood in line.
Oh man, I ain't never seen no line. I mean, you got people standing in line for you, bro. But keep going though.
You know what's crazy? Why you bringing up me standing in line? Some of the people like that I stood in line with, we were like regulars. And one of those guys, he was kind of quiet. Now he like a YouTuber. He got hundreds of thousands of followers and a wall of joints behind him on their podcast.
That crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Welcome to the quantum, like my boy Fear say. But go ahead and talk about time travel, bro. This is something that we both interested in.
Yeah, I'm very interested in time travel, and I have no clue what type of devices they using to do it, but I know they're doing, and I know they're sampling and tapping into it. I just don't know why they gave Saddam Hussein so much hell when they found out he had the ability to do it. When they found out he could do it, they started making lists of all the shit, all the stuff that he could be doing. And they had to go over there and get that weapon of mass destruction and get rid of him. I want to know what they doing with it. And like, why can't we have it? Like everybody, like, oh man, I missed that pitch. Let me go back and try to throw a strike. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would we be using it? Like, oh man.
Every time ask you one question. If right now you could time travel, if let's say we all came together, the four horsemen, and we're gonna ask each one of y'all this question too. So answer this question whenever y'all do speak again. Right now, we created a time machine. What is the first thing you would utilize it for, and for what purpose? What your first thought? What are you doing right now?
You know what? The first thought that I had made me think that maybe that's why they print the date on money. Because
why would you
I know I would go to the past and try to give myself money, but the money got a date on it. It's gonna say 2024. What the people gonna say when they see the money with 2024 on it?
Oh, that's a great point. That might
be why they destroy the money. Like,
yeah, not only they destroy, remember they say it's got different signatures on it.
Hey, Tino, I be wondering, like, why do they destroy the old money and print new money? It's because they're trying to
They didn't destroy the money.
Huh?
They didn't destroy the gold back money. The gold back money cannot be replicated. The Rothschild and the Rockefellers on that. We went over that today. My
I don't
Crazy
think you
story.
see the point that I was making, but
No, I get what you're saying, but the money ain't the same in no universe. It's got a different signature. Look at the old money that we shared today in that chat. They have different. It's not the same, but they go digital. It could be. I think.
but
I
if
don't
you
know.
go back in time, it's not digital though. You
I
don't.
know.
I don't think you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but listen.
I get what you're saying. What if
Remember what Fear said? They have different signatures. It ain't the same currency because the
look,
worlds ain't actually the same thing.
look, check this out. What if they doing that? What you just said, like they and they telling us they destroying it when they moving it to a whole different timeline,
Right. And created a timeline.
utilizing it for financial gain, or not just financial gain, using it to make plays that affect the future.
Like the Rothschild and the Rockefellers do, because nobody knows where they really got all that money from.
Right.
So yeah, they could
They
be
could have did it
pulling.
first. After
They
that,
could be
messed up.
walking through. They could be walking through portals, pulling pallets of money through it. Anyway,
Yep.
Right, like
And then
why
when they
I
did it,
can't go to the bank?
changed
Like I
the
know
signature on
that
it.
I'm finna go back to 1985. Why I can't go to the bank? And like I want to get $100,000 in 1985 money.
Because in 1971 they put signatures on all the currency. In
Well,
1933
1970 money
they
then.
changed
Let
the
me
law. In
get
1913
well,
they edited it.
a lot of old money
They
still
could have went
has
back
value.
first and seen it. Everybody could do this, and they changed it. If you did it, everybody could do it. So if you was the first one to do it, what would you do? You have to make it where nobody else could. They the reason why they put them signatures, them dates and stuff, and the social security numbers basically on the money. Reese, you're on to something. You're our Inspector Gadget. I love it.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Cause they changed that Reese in 1971.
Well, if I had that,
Right after that war.
if I had the opportunity to use a time travel device, guess what I'd do?
What?
Destroy it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm afraid that somebody will find out I got it, take advantage of me, or off me, and then weaponize it and utilize it for malicious purposes. That's it.
I don't know if if I was able to see the Garden of Eden, I wouldn't care if they killed me. Like, man, I got to see God get Jesus' mama pregnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could die. You could kill me.
That would be
you
a
happy
beautiful.
you said Jesus, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was right there with you, bro.
I'm just saying, and that'll verify if it is or not.
But Anil and Aniki and the Anunnaki, I can see, but this pale fella, all out because it's like.
And that's why I said it, because I can go back and see.
But what if Jesus was from another timeline, and Aniki and them was from another? We don't know. We don't know.
That could possibly be the case. Chris, it's Chris's time to answer the question.
Let's go, Juggernaut.
So, I think all in all, when you get down to the root of it, personal opinion on time travel is obsession with time travel comes from wanting to make things better. The desire we have, the innate desire we have to change things for the better, correct mistakes, really not necessarily apologize to ourselves, but sort of a vindication. Like, you can't always make everything perfect, but we all have moments that we wish you could take back, or things you could have done or said differently, or revisit certain moments in time, even if it's just to have the experience again to carry with you, so that you could place more value on it than you did when it was a present moment experience. Because a lot of times we underestimate the moments when they're being made, and it's not until you look back on them that you realize how much impact they had in your life.
Right.
So it is because of that. Think about time travel a lot, and I would hope that in our future, is in our lifetime, it's not our lifetime, our children's lifetime. We see these things and these concepts being explored for the greater good of all of us. Because if only a handful of people were able to use that ability, that's in essence playing God, because they're making determinations that do affect the trajectory of everything for everybody else. And that's selfish compared to letting everybody know that it's feasible, accessible, and what have you, and giving us a choice as to whether or not we want to explore it or use it. Everybody doesn't want to revisit the past. Some people want to visit the future. And other people just rather make the most of whatever their present is. But I don't think as a topic it'll be anything that's ever taken off the table, because our society, which is chronemically driven, has created that thought for us. It's created that thought for us because everything we do is predicated on what? Time. Time is money. The time, money, sleep triangle. Being on time. Everything we do in our lives at this point is predicated upon our usage and understanding of time. So it's only natural to include time travel in that discussion. So I remember we were talking about time's not adding up when it comes to what is broadcast to us and what we're living. Because, the biggest question to me with my vivid imagination is like, okay, it's 2024. Where are the flying cars?
Yeah. Right.
Now I gotta ask, where are the flying cars? Every piece of media when we were young showed us this future where cars could fly and everything was so high tech and floated and had the little rings around it, the futurism aesthetics. And
Hey,
it's
can you
like,
repeat what you said one more time about flying around? I didn't think I heard you correctly.
no, I was saying everything in the media back then from when we were younger always showed flying cars.
Oh.
Technology we don't have. We have electric cars. We don't have cars that can fly. We don't even have cars that can hover. If you could hover off the ground a foot and a half, I wouldn't complain. They could literally make it hover off the ground to the same extent that cars sit off the ground now, and I wouldn't even be saying anything. But it's like, yo, what a flying car is it? I really want.
So two of the probably all four of us know the story of Al Bealey in the Philadelphia experiment. Also, the story of John Teeter, the time traveler who had a briefcase whose mission was to come back and get a certain computer parts that they needed in the future to resolve some issue that was occurring in the future. But yeah, I just brought that up so people can do their own research. And two of the great people who predicted a lot of stuff that happened in our past now, and some that might happen in the future, was Nostradamus. I know you guys are familiar with that, and with him, and Edgar Cayce, which is I think he was a guy who was tapped in and tapped into the future consciously and predicted a lot of things that happen. But I want to move on a little bit more into how do you guys feel about some of the ancient prophecies, like from Nostradamus? Could he have possibly tapped into some type of ancient technology? Did he move his consciousness into the future? Who knows? I want to get y'all opinion on that.
I think some of the nomenclature would indicate to me that he did. What did he say? There'll be a time where men will be able to talk to each other coast to coast, holding a stone in their hand.
Mm.
And if he saw that, he wouldn't know what to call it because the term smartphone wasn't coined yet.
Right, right.
He saw these people holding what's essentially what glass and silicon and all of that and talking like how we talking now. He's like, wait a minute, what is this thing? And he wouldn't have no choice but to call it what he could familiarize it as. So no telling what kind of enchanted mystic or scientific devices Nostradamus had.
Yeah.
But you don't make those kinds of predictions and claims that most of them have came true to this day just off of dumb luck. There's no way to know how. Like he existed in a time period where they didn't even have restrooms. Okay, they didn't even have restrooms like that. So for him to predict the things he predicted, yeah, he had to be tapped into something.
Absolutely. I feel like, with all due respect, it's a lot of great prophets out there who spoken of things that happened in our past now, but also you got some out right now that's speaking of things that's happening, and it's happening at a faster rate.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, Keith? What do you think about the current prophecies and what people have prophesied? I can't name everybody, but all due respect to those awesome and great people who've tapped in and trying to help us grab hold of a wonderful future, or give us warnings about the future.
Okay. And you want me to openly speak on this particular topic and the keyword prophets, right? So I got free speech here. No profanity, but you're actually going to give me consent. I'm just asking as a professional courtesy because I don't mind speaking.
As a as a professional courtesy, just to address that at the surface level. What do you think about it? Like, okay, take for instance the writers of The Simpsons. Is
All right.
that not mind blowing that a lot of stuff that was depicted in that show actually came true?
Bro, the hair on my arm, as you can see, is clearly standing. I cut my camera on because let me find out. You're gonna let me spin on this topic. So again, I asked as a professional courtesy. Are you certain this particular topic, knowing where I stand, where and I will remain? Because he who resists shall remain. The Black Panthers said this, who invented the Black Panthers.
Well,
So I may
Keith,
not be a Black Panther, but I'm an affiliate of I am the White Wolf. So let me ask you again. Are you certain you're choosing me?
I am certain. I want you
Let
to
me get
address.
my silver sword ready
I,
because I'm
I
Dobie.
am I am certain that I want you as a professional courtesy to address these Simpsons, and that's it.
Well, to all our listeners, please disregard anything I say. It is my opinion based on more than a hypothesis. It's not a theory. It's an actual assessment that I've done, and I challenge anyone to try to remotely contend with my calculations of math, because you may appear to be more than you are. You may think you're more than you are. You may be, but one or two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to learn, or I'm going to show you something. And I take great pride in my calculations because I've always been considered less than. So being in this group is something I take very seriously. So I again, these beliefs and things that come out of my mouth for this segment are mine and mine alone. I do not, in any kind of way, shape, form, fashion, say that my peers that I consider my brothers have any belief in my firm and stout knowledge of and knowing of. There's no believing. There's only knowing. When you go to the quantum, you become the quantum. And y'all are computing with Windows from Bill Gates, who didn't even create Bill Gates. So remember, challenge me, I dare you. Slay you, I shall. David was a 1,016-point underdog versus Goliath, and we all know how that ended. So he told me to spin, so get what? I'm going to spin. Well, let me tell you, first of all, Fierce, I don't respect opinions of people they call prophets because they are self-appointed prophets of some kind of statute that some other man appointed and anointed, self-proclaimed. They didn't earn anything. I don't respect politicians. I don't respect Joe Biden. I don't like Donald Trump, but he's just better than the other guy. Technically, politicians are the scum of the fucking earth. Sorry for cussing, but I told you, I'm warning you pre-invade. You got me passionate, homeboy. You want to take me to the dark side? Let me show you I'm apocalypse. So let me introduce you to my world. At the end of the day, the book of Enoch tells you about how dangerous the government is and self-appointed and self-anointed officials. You say we can vote on somebody, but you're the ones that put them in place for me to vote for. So I got to pick the best of both worlds. Put Chris Camp in the vice president, I'll run for Donald Trump every day. I'll be free security for the rest of my life. So ain't nobody going to touch them guys. Do you think American sniper bad? Get what? I'm guard sniper. And they might knock them out 200 yards, give me 1,000. I don't care. I F-14 them guys. At the end of the day, I don't respect no pale man that they self-appointed. Because show me what's the equal black man that did the same thing. I respect the Kermit. I respect the rules of Africa. I respect philosophies and logic. I don't respect somebody called a prophet that God himself ain't said was a prophet. God ain't talking to them folks. They could have been talking to Satan themselves. They could have been time traveling and proclaiming to be, why does everybody white gotta be a prophet? In the Bible, they was copper colored, dark anointed. They was the same color as midnight. Here you come walking in here like you're gonna get me to say, oh yeah, I respect this guy and that guy. And I know that this Caesar Barzay dude that they acknowledges Jesus is no more than a TD Jakes bottom end bouncer. At the end of the day, he was getting dicked down by the mother painting. There was a Pope's son. He was a murderer, a mass murderer. And they portray this dude as Jesus because they say the most beautiful man ever. First of all, if you say it's the most beautiful man ever, guess what this is? This is sus and bi-curious. So you already know the man you look up to, there's questions. But at the end of the day, they painted a picture they want us to see. I can't go for no prophecy or nothing or none of that. I will go off of what I know. Now, I do believe in the story that Reese believes in. I said more than enough. And again, these are not my co-hosts' beliefs or anything. And they can't back me down, knock me down, or just tear me away. They know I don't like that clone or that pale colonizer behavior. And at the end of the day, them prophets came from an era when the world was run by even more evil people than now that this world still owned by the Romans, the boy lovers. I can't go for it. There's no black prophets they acknowledge. There's no black scientists. You give them 1 month, it's 28 days, short day in a month. At the end of the day, I can't go for none of that. But I do believe in one thing, and I know this is true. Reese has something that he can say. Then Neil and Anika story, this is true. This isn't necessarily prophecy because it ain't proven. And get what? Technically, they colored. So when you become colored, when they say colored, oh, this means enemy because you got power. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry I didn't answer how you wanted me to. I know you want me to come in here, and I don't even know who you said name a while ago because they're irrelevant to me. And I don't let my kids.
Yeah.
I ain't celebrating them.
I appreciate your opinion. You didn't answer my question, but we want to hear from Reese and see what he has to say.
No. Reasons we're going to kneel them. This is prophecy. This is prophecy. Sorry.
Reese. Reese has to unmute himself.
Oh, my fault. What y'all wanted me to speak on?
Not the real prophecy. Not them pale people. Speak on the Nick and the Neil, what we believe in, and no, it's true. Thank you. Sorry, I had to.
Honestly, I really like believe that story because it was the first like human civilization type story that was actually wrote down, and they went back and they found it and they tried to translate it as best they could. And for it to be the first story, that's a hell of a story. And it's like it explains things about our galaxy that we can actually see, like stuff with our naked eye. It kind of tells us why, instead of the Bible just saying it's magic and it happened. Believe it. You came from ashes and dust. You here. Believe it. And this book kind of broke the first book that was wrote broke down like the science of how we were here. Like, what did the first civilization know about science? The Bible didn't tell us nothing about science. The Bible just said, believe it because I am and I said it. So just know I made you. But this book is the Lost Book of Ink on that tablet is telling you how the genes were put together, how the trial, the error. It's like it tell us why we have an asteroid belt. It tell us like all the stuff that we see and I always wonder why. It touches on it. And it's like no other real like book, like one book, like one. I found it more believable than the Bible. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't stand 100% on nothing, but I feel like it's more believable than the Bible.
I can run with that. I can live with that. We ain't here to judge. Everybody is entitled. Everybody is
Hey,
sovereign.
Cap, can you also speak on another prophecy that I would consider prophecy about the Gilgamesh story? Or since we're talking prophecy, we have to mention these things like this because guess what? This is considered prophecy, but they consider it fiction. Chris, if you don't mind speaking on this just briefly, nothing major, but I just want it to be known for the record only. Thank you.
This you want me to talk about Gilgamesh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. The prophecy of and basically what it tells. And if anybody kind of knows about the book, I don't want to speak on it because I'm biased. But if y'all want to speak on that as well, this is prophecy. And I would love for you guys to enlighten the world because I'm not.
Gilgamesh was a gigantic warrior, to put it for lack of better terms. Fought a lot of battles, won a lot of those battles, but ended up being sweet on his greatest opponent. If you want to look at it in modern terms, like this, that's how that went down. And a lot of people don't like to talk about that because they want to romanticize this story and whatever parables they get from it. But if you read it without reading between the lines, it's there and it's not to be taken out of context. It's literally what it was. He was obsessed with his greatest challenger. And a lot of times that parable relates to things for us as our greatest challenges or challengers become those that we end up being obsessed with or having strong, intense feelings for whatever those feelings may be. So that's the most interesting thing about that story that I got from it. I'm not gonna
And
say Mesh was a big ass gay giant, but the way things are now, I'm pretty sure many people from this era would probably make a killing romanticizing this story if they were to do that. You got a whole plot for that within that subtext.
for the listeners, the question will arise on this time travel. On this time travel question would be, is it real? I just something don't sit right with me. I don't resonate with that. Well, let me tell you something.
Mm.
Each one of us here in the now are time travelers. We go minute to minute, second to second, hour to hour, day to day, month to month. We're traveling through time. So maybe that helps spark a forward motion in getting the answers to this question. If the listeners is asking themselves on a personal level. The next topic we're going to speak on is mirrors and how mirrors in a couple hundred years ago was built. What were they made of? What are some of the what was some of the things that mirrors enlighten you with? Because we wake up every day and we stare in the mirror, and some of us don't like looking at that person on the that's staring back at us in the mirror. But you can always fix that. But I do want to tap into what
Hey,
is
Fierce,
the
can I ask you a question?
yeah.
It's something in me and it ain't on me. And I gotta speak on it. I mean no disrespect right here. But you you poke the wolf. And get what? The wolf, he ain't bite. He got something to say. So can I ask you about this? Let's talk about the mirror next time when we got our proper guest here. I think as of right now, this is an illusion to avoid the real topic at hand. Because now the world may see that I'm an enemy of the state. And I may not like something that I don't like, but I have a defense to my knowledge of. So allow me to reiterate to our audience out there and the future audience is I don't hate these people. Hate is the opposite of love, and if I hate them, I don't love anything. I don't.
Hate is debilitating.
Yes, and it's a handicap. So can I ask you something about I would like to finish this time travel and the privacy kind of deals with time travel. But before I allow you to change the frequency that you put me on, look, you put me on. I
Yeah,
forgot I'm 1017. And
yeah.
I kind of forgot I had flew with my umbilical cord a little bit, buddy, and I lost a bit, and I lost that ability. And now I'm down a bit, so I tip the scales a little bit. Y'all calm me down. So I want to calmly speak on the why. I spoke with my aggression like Camp did. If I don't set the tone, who will? I'm the white wonder of the world. They did 9 1 6 1. I don't care about none of that. I'm the white wonder. So can we speak on the prophecy and my issue with what I speak on? So going forward, they'll know they can resort back to this.
It's not an issue. It's not an issue.
It's an issue for me because I came off like I don't like certain things or people, but it's a reason. And I would
Well,
like
I
to speak
know
on,
you. I know we know you love everybody.
but they don't know, and I don't want to lose the audience for my peers who I love. So allow
Okay.
me to resurrect my first. How could have been perceived? Because this wise man once told me it's all about perception of the observer, Keith. And if we don't look at it through the observer's eyes, we won't know what they're even observing because it's their perception, not yours. And if you think you know, you don't know nothing. This is what a wise man once told me. I went to
That's a
school
guy.
with
That's a great wise man who made that statement.
yeah, he's from the quantum. He's a rare dude. So the book of Enoch. Does anyone in this room know about the book of Enoch?
I'm familiar with the book of Enoch, but I haven't read the whole book.
Yeah, just kind of like listen to the story. I ain't read it. I ain't gonna tell you. It was very interesting.
Camp, you got anything on it?
This started out as a scribe in heaven, right?
So you know about it, right? What are the missing books in the Bible called?
The Apocrypha.
Oh, Fears. You hear what he said it was called?
Yeah, I got the book right here.
For the record, you had a book of Enoch, but do you have the real actual books that were taken out?
No,
Reese, for the record, I want to get this documented. What was the books called that were taken out? Chris?
the Apocrypha.
Okay. And the Catholics kept it in their religion, but took it out of Christianity they were in charge of. And Enoch is a person that's in the Bible, but they took the books out. Now, Chris, please elaborate on what the book of Enoch in particular is. I'm not going to go into the Philip or Mary, whatever. We're going to book of Enoch, bro. Let's get in. Let's show them what prophecy is, boy, and why I don't like the pale colonizer clones, because they nothing more than stormtroopers with no aim. I got great accuracy. Let go, Chris. Let's ride.
The gist of it is Enoch was a scribe in heaven that God tasked with coming down to earth to capture the fallen angels who hid themselves away in a pocket dimension to create their own heaven on earth or the Tower of Babylon, what have you. And on each of those floors and areas, the angels who occupied them had a realm in which a certain aspect of God's knowledge they stole from God was prevalent. You had some that were for technology, others for love and affection, and so on and so forth. But that's why the Tower of Babel had to be destroyed, because it was an abomination to God, because it was taking knowledge that was stolen from God out of fallen angels that envied his creations, and they wanted to rule over those creations as opposed to God.
And can you tell me about the different races? And when I say races, I'm not talking flavors. They were mentioned in the book of Enoch, if you don't mind.
The Nephilim.
Oh, that's one. Okay.
The children of fallen angels and human women, because the fallen angels saw the human women and saw how beautiful they were, and they wanted some of that too. So even though they hated or were envious of God's creation, they still appreciated it. They still admired that work, so to speak. But when those children were born, they might have had human-like appearances, but a lot of them grew to gigantic proportions, and they did abominable things. They weren't civilized. A lot of Nephilim were also, because of their big stature, they had big appetites. So if they weren't eating people, they would eat each other. They would fight and kill and eat each other.
Now let me pause you for 1 second, buddy. Because I consider myself the East Atlanta biblical scholar. Because if they can call themselves a philosopher and a prophet and all this, and they got a degree in biblical studies from some pale people that created a university online called gogo.bible.com, guess what? I can say I am what I am, because guess what? I am. So did they have different races of the Nephilim or giants? Like there was a certain races that may have ate certain humans or whatever, and there were certain ones that wasn't. Was there general giants, Mr. Camp? Or can you mention on that, or would you like to partake in this conversation? Because I need you to enlighten me.
To elaborate, the reason that we have the antediluvian Noah story.
The what was that? One more time for the people, because they can't keep up. Because I couldn't at first. You lost because you speak in Skynet, whatever. So speak for them so they can understand. What's it called?
An antediluvian Noah story about salvaging what could be salvaged of God's creation.
Who is Noah to Enoch?
What?
Who is Noah to Enoch?
That was his dad, right? A grandfather or something?
Uh-oh. The world don't know. What you say, Reese?
Tell him, Chris, exactly, because I ain't sure, but I know he was an ancestor, close relative.
Yeah,
and to the world is watching, and to my guy CP3, the illuminated quantum realm God. This is how we enlighten the audience right here. We're gonna show people how to communicate that don't know. I don't want to. I'm letting these guys speak because they got the knowledge. So who was Enoch to Moses? Because they don't know, it's not in their Bible. It's not in that fictional Bible they got. All right, so tell them.
Not Moses, but Noah.
No, but who was Moses in the Bible to him? Moses and Enoch, you're saying, Chris, but he's not. Moses in the book of Enoch.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said Noah.
No, I'm saying Noah and Moses are both in the book of Enoch. But Chris, you said Moses a while ago, right? Or you said Noah?
I said Noah.
What is Noah and Enoch? Is there a relation or anything?
I don't remember.
But Noah's in the other Bible, right? The Christianity Bible, right?
Right.
So if he's in the book of Enoch,
so Noah was the offspring of Enoch.
oh, now we're getting deeper. But if Noah's in the Christianity Bible that clearly says, do not edit or alter my word, because my word is my bond. Do not shatter my name or use my name in vain, because my handiwork is my handiwork and my word is my bond. So you mean to tell me they removed the book of Enoch that has the same Noah guy that's in their Bible out, and they still mention Enoch in their Bible, but they removed the whole books itself?
That's a
Chris,
loophole though. Think they not
that's
changing his
blasphemy.
word by not putting it in there.
Right.
You mention him, but don't tell nothing about him. You made him an NPC. This is not right.
It's
He's
not,
the
but you
most
know how they
important
is
person
with
in the
loop.
Bible.
They'll find the loophole.
That they won't reach unless we show them this is the way. You are the light. We are illuminated, not Illuminati.
Let's place this stamp in. It was hijacked and then turned into a control mechanism, which you can basically say it was weaponized against the people on the planet.
100% by who though? Who
You
edited
know
that
who?
Bible?
The
I mean,
enemy.
they don't know. We know.
The enemy did.
Chris, who was in charge? Who was in charge of editing that Bible without permission or consent by anyone in the world? They did it on their own. Self-proclaimed speaker for God. They said the ones who worship the things called the Black Madonnas, Black Barbers. Who edited that Bible, Chris? I'm just asking for future reference. Who was it?
Don't state their name.
But let me
Don't
tell you,
state their name.
them Roman Catholics at the Vatican did it. I tell you, I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of them, the Illuminati, 3-6 Mafia, or Mason 33. I don't none of them. Any of them can get it. The Vatican did it. They evil. They worship the Black Madonnas and the Black Barbers. They eat mummies and all these other. They edited that Bible. They created Christianity. They tried to infiltrate Islam religion, and what they did, it backfired on them and made it one of the most sacred religions of all because of their edits. But they're the ones that edited that Bible, and they kept them other stories in their Bibles. And nobody sees the problem with that. Nobody sees the problem in the 4 stories of the people that God created and the creatures. In all 4 sides of the earth, where he's talking about 4 corners. He created unhuman-like beings, human and man put together, and like the draconians. This in Enoch. That Reese can tell you all about. And the other A word, I can't really, I'm not real familiar, but it's in the book of Enoch. How y'all say that other word? Not the draconian, the other one. What is that one? The art? What y'all say that thing called? I can't say it, man.
Archetype.
Yep, the 100%. And the draconians are the underworld. These are the reptilians. It also says in the book of Enoch that giant reptilians were used. And I want y'all to remember what somebody I guaranteed you knows about, and that's Reese. I don't back off that. Reese is 100% right with what he said, but he left that one little part. And this is, I add to it right here. It says the Anunnaki utilized giant reptilians as like their guard dogs. It's like their beasts. They fight the gods. It was the gods, not just this Jesus pale fellow y'all believe in or whatever. It isn't mentioned right there at all. But maybe he set out like he did slavery. I don't know, man. Maybe he's a coward in this guy. Did you want to? I don't know. I'm not speaking on him and saying whatever you want to believe in him. Go ahead, but you might as well believe in Donald Duck too. This is your belief. I can't change your view. But me personally, I ain't going for none of it because Jesus translate the hell Zeus. And now we change Joshua. It would change to Joshua, and it would also change to you go to Allah will be God, and you just got to get your own belief in what's really going on. But in the book of Enoch, it mentions Jehovah, which is Joshua. It mentions Allah. It mentions Buddha. It mentions all the other gods. It mentions the Hindu gods. The Brahma was in war with the Anunnakians and the war of the Titans. These guys know all about. The gods were getting their ass kicked, and basically, whoever was in charge of he put us inside the firmament to protect us from the Anunnakis that utilized giant reptilians as their guard dogs. And their dragons stood on 2 primary feet, 2 short upper like arms with wings, and they spit fire. Did it sound like T-Rex, I don't know though. But what is a giant reptilian? If y'all think of a giant, what could a giant reptilian be? It doesn't fit anywhere in the world, but it's in the book of Enoch, the same book that came from BC to AD, and the book I got of a Bible from 1113 that I can't wait to enlighten y'all with, says that Yahshua lived from the Egyptian era all the way past the Roman era. But the Bibles that they have in these god awful facilities where they worship this Christianity, there was forced upon people, and you were killed if you don't believe in Christianity. And some of the greatest people in the world, they were called Knights of Templar, that believed in the cause, were slaughtered after they did their assignment by the Roman Catholics. And at the end of the day, this is one thing I'm more passionate about than my life itself, because God put it on me to know this and understand this. I don't know how I got all these Bibles I got, but it say that the Anu translated Anunnaki, they had technology that it was considered outer worldly, and it was called what was Earth called back then in the Bible? We talked about it one day. Terra Mata, the Terra Mata, and it talked about another thing that Chris didn't mention, called the Lemurians. Here's Mr. Quantum himself speaking on the Lemurians. So you got a lot of knowledge on the Lemurians. This is in the book of Enoch. This is also, if you follow the Enlil story, it goes along later on in life, even with Gilgamesh. All these line up with the current. I think it's the current, and all this lines up 100% if you include the book of Enoch. I'm not insinuating anything. I want y'all to see this for yourself. Because if we're going to paint a picture, I'm going to show y'all I'm not a gay artist like that dude that painted that Caesar Boys. They do this Jesus. I'm going to paint a picture so y'all feel it. I don't want y'all to hear me. I'm going to let these guys tell it. Who are the Lemurians, bro? How you know about them, Fierce?
I know about them through personal research, but in
But
the
you didn't learn
South,
about them in school, did you?
no, in the South
And,
Pacific, it was another landmass, potentially the remnant of it now would be the Hawaiian Islands and possibly Easter Island in the South Pacific. It was a large landmass. The Lemurians was a mixture of civilizations, off-worlders, if I may. Um, what what star system they came from, I don't know. It's a lot of back and forth. Well, they came from here, they came from there. Even some argue that we were once Lemurians who fled Lemuria after a war broke out, the star system, and came to this planet. But that's all I know. We reaching the top of the hour, and I want you guys to go ahead and close out with your final statements.
I'm going last this time because I got a little bit of slugger. This is personal. So y'all go ahead. Get your rocks off.
As far as just researching the topics, I'm definitely going to check out the Philadelphia experiment and other articles related to it, because I've always heard that terminology being used, but I've never looked into it. So thank you for bringing it to my attention. Hopefully I can peek into that and learn some more, stimulate my mind with that.
Yeah.
So awesome for bringing that up. Tino, I know me and you will probably talk about some of these texts later, because we can be on one accord about things moving forward as far as the source material there and topics you would have in the future. Gerald, informative as always, because it's a whole school of stuff that I learned every time he brings up the Anunnaki, Inky, Enlil, and all of them, because it's like any missing links I have on that stuff, I usually get that information from you, believe it or not. So
Same.
thank you for bringing that up. I think he's muted.
Oh, my bad. It just came from getting information. Like in school, they said I had ADD because I didn't want to read the book about Christopher Columbus because it wasn't.
I got ADD now.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you too. What you were speaking on about the Lemurians, Mike.
Yeah.
Around, we the same age. Do you remember this cartoon called Spartacus?
No.
Oh, okay, I was wondering.
My childhood was spent out in the woods hunting with my granddaddy and out fishing during the summers with my granddaddy. So
notice he didn't say he went fishing. I mean, I'll play basketball. He referenced didn't play basketball. Don't need to speak on it now. Next episode.
I'm gonna go back in time and fight Tino before he had the beard.
Hey, listen, I was like an uncircumcised guy at that time, bro. I did. My beard never grew, and it's a long story. But Reese, go ahead and tell me, bro. Cause real talk, bro. Chris ain't lying. I want to go last. I'm down with a little bit slugger because this guy provoked the wolf. But you put me on I listened to all that, bro. But I already had knowledge of it from my grandmother. But I didn't. It's hard to talk to anyone, bro, because people don't want to accept anything other than what they believe in. People are so infatuated with believing in anything that they'll believe. Literally, to believe something, they'll believe anything. And if you go against their beliefs that they believed in, it basically causes an earthquake in their brain. They can't do it. They can't break down the firewall. Reese, well, you were open with us about it, bro. Tell the world how they can do it, bro. Tell them how you influenced me into doing it. Nobody don't influence me, bro, but you did.
I mean, I didn't even have to try to because, like, a book don't have to tell me right from wrong. The Most High, whatever Creator imprinted on my heart, what I'm supposed to do and what feel wrong. Like, I know, oh man, I'm supposed to cuss at my mama and Hilda. It don't feel right because I don't supposed to be doing it. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the information that I got and the information that I love, I just wanted to share with you. Have you heard this? It ain't like I'm trying to push nothing on nobody, like I'm trying to make you be like a Jehovah's Witness or something. I was just trying to like turn you on to like a different way of thinking. Like, hey, I read this and I really love it, and I want you to take a look at it too.
When you said if you got time, I would recommend you just taking it out, bro. See what you think.
Right. Because
how did he come at you with it, Chris?
What?
Because I ain't never influenced you to do nothing. Literally nothing. And if he could do it, like I need to know how did he do it. I need the recipe. I'm only good at cooking spaghetti and controversy. So how did he do it?
How did he do what?
I missed you into looking into the Anunnaki and the Neil story. How did he persuade you?
Man, I'm gonna tell you this: the Most High God. I ain't gonna lie. I was chilling one time, and I came in the house, and he just told me, "Open up that Bible and read. Just open it up and read." I opened it up and read, and it landed on this chapter, and I think it was Ezekiel. And that shit was so ridiculous to me. And it's like when I was reading it, yeah, it's a real story, but the way they were perceiving it, it's like they didn't know what the hell they were looking at.
Well,
and I think God wanted me to look at that chapter or read that page because I can't just go off of blind sight because at that time the people didn't know how to describe what the hell they were looking at.
Look, Chris, how did he convince you in looking into it? What did he say to you? How did he come to you?
It's not necessarily what he said. It was when we would have our talks and be hanging out. It was the passionate conviction with which he talked about it.
So when y'all talked and y'all were together, y'all didn't talk about reality TV or who P. Diddy doing or not doing, and
no,
him and Usher. Y'all didn't ever talk about them fighting over Frosted Flakes, bro. What y'all talk about? That's what other grown men talk about. I want to know what y'all talked about.
We would be outside. We would stargaze. We would discuss ideas. We would discuss the abstract topics. We talked about the mainstream stuff in a cursory way just to have a reference, but it was something we had time discussion.
You know one thing Chris told me a long time ago? Chris told me back like it was a long time ago. It was like right when the Charger first came out. He said everybody gonna love that car because of like the geometric shape of it. They ain't got no choice.
Hey, can you tell me one other story about the Charger that happened with one of your? It's a good story that I accidentally found out about.
So
Reese. Go ahead, Chris.
yeah, what I was discussing with him about that car, I was real big into geometry at the time. Geometry is one of my more favorite subjects in mathematics because the practical application tied into something that I always struggled with. I've always struggled with visual processing. So what I mean by that, being able to make sense of things that I see without overthinking or over internalizing. So learning geometry helped me with that because I was able to take a glance at something. Oh, that's what that is. That's why it's pulling my attention that way. That's why it's making me feel this way. Even though I wasn't well versed with shapes and symbols and frequencies at the time, geometric patterns and the understanding of it helped me with a lot of visual processing issues I had growing up. And it changed the way that I process information. So when the Dodge Charger came out, when it first came out, when they first announced it, I said that car is going to sell like hotcakes because the basic shape of it implies the golden rectangle principle. In the PlayStation
The
2,
what? I
the
don't know about golden grams, bro. I don't know what you just said.
the golden rectangle. Look it up. Golden rectangle.
All
So
right.
you have 5, which is the golden ratio, and it ties into music and a lot of other things with semantics and sounds and patterns and vibrations. But the golden rectangle naturally is actually attuned to our consciousness. Is very attractive to us. It's a very attractive shape to us because of the geometric principles of it, not because of its shape, but what that shape itself does when we look at it, what it does to our subconscious mind. So when I saw that car, I said that car is going to sell like crazy because it follows the golden rectangle principles on the sides as well as the top view. And one of the most popular cars in America is what? You will never go a day on the roads in America without seeing a Dodge Charger.
Right. The police driving them and the folk running from the police driving them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Reese, can you tell me the story that I accidentally found out? Because you was either, I'm not gonna say what you was at the time, but you was at an elevated state, I will say. But can you please tell me what I was trying to get you to do in the case after I lost my mom, and you told me the story that was it touched in my heart, and this made me happy. Can you tell the world what happened, bro? This if you don't mind, you know.
Talking about when I got my car.
No, when I was messing you after I lost my mom, and I reached out to you. Tell the story what I did, bro. And look what we did. This is love, bro. People, the other men out in this world are scared to talk to each other, bro. We not like that, bro. We influence each other for the good and with Chris Camp, sometimes the bad. So, but we're not gonna talk about that because hey, my bad is pretty much better than any of y'all bad. We're gonna talk about what we do to transform each other to a better version. Just that conversation we had. How did it happen? And what did you tell me, bro? That meant everything to me, bro. I just had lost my mama Holmes, and I wasn't expecting that. This got tears in my eye now because this is fake. I would be in myself, bro, and I didn't know that it meant something to you. And what I get in return, I'll let you tell the story. This is Illuminati, but now I got you with illuminated. No worries, not mad. But speak on it if you don't mind, bro. Because it tickles my fancy.
I mean, I don't even remember. I was just being natural with you.
No, when I said that, ask your mama what? I said, ask your mama's a question. I just lost my mama, bro. Please hear me out. But you was elevated. You know, like the movie, how high, you know. And then you answered the question I want you to ask your mama.
You were asking what my favorite memory was of you.
Yeah, no, I meant with your mama. And I never said with me. I said with your mama, but you thought it was with me.
I thought you would talk about with you.
Yeah, I said with your mama, bro. And then what happened next, bro?
Yeah, I told him about when I got my car. I was proud of it, and I wanted to ride up there and show him. I went up there to fix his computer for him. So I got up there. He liked it. He was proud of him. I was proud.
I didn't like it. I loved it. Tell the truth. I never seen it. It was fire to me. Like, yeah. I was like, you said you were more happy than me, Tino, and I felt it. But this touched in my soul, man. I needed that in that moment. Bro. I just had lost my mama, bro. Real talk, man. You made it my day, bro, and I appreciate that, Reese. I'm grateful. I told Shanika Nolly how important that was to me. I said, anybody touch you, man, I ready to put them on a t-shirt, make their family attire and match them. I don't play about that boy there. He didn't check on me the other day. This mean everything to me. I wasn't expecting that, bro. And I'm glad you're in the elevated state. Like Fear say, when you're in the quantum, you never know where you at, but you're right on time. That's what Fear say. So I didn't want to share that with the world, Reese. Being ourselves, bro, and speaking without hesitation will make you a better person, man. But I speak last. Fears, go ahead and do your thing now. Hey, and Camp and Reese, I'm proud of y'all, man. Y'all did a great job today. Y'all did better than me and better than I ever could have had. What awesome job, man. Honestly. Fears, you disappointed me, but you elevated me and you made me proud.
No,
You did something that only Bin Laden would do. And this I'm proud of you. So speak, my friend.
let those who have ears may they hear. Let those who have a conscious mind of discernment discern. And come join us in the quantum MV3.
Fears, the last show you said something great I'd like for you to end with about the disagreement. We can all agree to disagree, and the love thing when I get done. But I want to speak and end this because at the end after give me a little bit of slugger, TPX, it doesn't matter. I never hit a home run in baseball with my son did. And in life, so many men get this thing in their head where if they're not the best their kids have to be. And Chris Camp, out of no reason, gave me one of the greatest gifts in life. This is time and knowledge. He played college ball. I didn't know until Reese made it crystal clear that he's a baby, though. He's the baby of our group. That knowledge he got with that Ray Lewis head is impeccable and phenomenal. It surpasses a lot of people I went to school with, even myself, by far. And to be the youngest buck is just amazing. But he came to me and he told me everything that he done he could have to help my son. And Chris, why did you do this, bro? Like, why did you come to me to teach me from your experiences, bro? You gained nothing from that. Yeah, Keyshawn is your family, but what did you gain from that?
You know why I did it.
I know why, but I want the world to know why. Because this is important.
Because the one thing I noticed that a lot of people in my position do, especially when it comes to college athletes, I didn't make it. They inadvertently turn into gatekeepers because they didn't make it.
What's the gatekeeper for the audience that may not know?
It's just somebody who doesn't want to see another person surpass them. They don't want to see someone go further than where they went or where they at.
Yes. And so did you gain anything from it? I mean, did you benefit from it? Or
I actually did. I'm going to tell you what I gained from it.
I mean, did you gain directly from it? Like, did you gain any monetary thing or anything from us?
No, you don't. It was never about money. It was about.
But I heard, why are you gonna help somebody if it don't benefit you directly like that? Like, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. I heard.
Well, that statement is only true for people who are chronemically driven. I'm not chronemically driven, believe it or not.
Okay.
And the respect time, but it doesn't.
Yeah, right.
Everything got due.
Hey, Chris, can you mention to the audience? I won't bring up the actual location of, but there was once a neighborhood that was luscious in an area where we all came up from. They had swimming pools in damn near every house. Real predominantly pale colonized area. Probably even had a French flag hanging on it, if not a Confederate flag at one time. Then it changed over and the sun went down. It got a little dark. That's what happens at night. And as it darkened, dirt was covered with the pools and it became another neighborhood. Yeah. And you mentioned something to me about, I don't want to mention the neighborhood, because I'm talking, you said about the energy. And with Keyshawn coming from there, can you mention maybe why it may have been important for you to get him out of there? And why did you, because I didn't understand until the other day, why you was so animate and had to come to my house and speak to me face to face about getting him out of this environment. You actually called it self-suicide if you stay in there. because you said the greatest talent comes from this area, but it never ever gets exposed because of the area. What does this mean? You're the philosopher. You're a prophet. Go ahead. It's your floor.
So the one thing about that area and that neighborhood and growing up in it, things that my biological father told me, things he actually did, I learned real quick that wasn't a place for a young man in the 18 to 24 demographic if they wanted to fulfill their potential. There was already an expectation because of what was established out there by the police presence that if you were a black man, you were nothing but trouble. And I had a personal affront to that. Nothing was more satisfying to me than for me to be walking the streets. When I would come home, a police officer stops me and I pull out my college ID and I look at their face. That was the funniest thing to me because it's like, what is this? You go here like, yeah, I'm just here visiting and my mama fried chicken, so I drove home. You know,
Yeah.
it was a very clear, defined way that people treated you if you were in that age range, and I knew it wasn't a place that you could really grow as a young man.
So did you learn from any of your peers in that particular group? How are you so intelligent? How are you basically a Reed Richards of the slum? There's nobody with a mental capacity of you from that area that ever exists in the history of mankind. I looked it up myself. Fact check if you want to.
Yeah, that's not true. The reason I say that's not true is because one thing you know I'm always preaching. It's not about if you're the strongest or if you're the smartest. Survivability is predicated upon your adaptation skills. The ones that can adapt are the ones who thrive. So my mom was big on adaptation to me. So I knew not only when to blend in with the particulars of the environment, but I could also tell when others are doing the same thing. But because I was constantly reminded that I didn't know anything about the life that some of those guys out there live, it kept me from wanting to know. So I would put my interest in learning other things and doing other things.
Gotcha.
With your son,
who's also your what? Though? What is he to you?
My cousin.
Okay. And what are we? What are we?
What are me and you?
I couldn't hear you. I think I heard it. What are we? What are we to each other? Pick and choose your words wisely, because all people count for their words. What are we, bro?
Yeah, I just say we brothers, dog.
Great answer. But I said we found somebody he ha me one time. That's why I just brought it up.
Yeah.
Love and loyalty determines who you are. You're related to my son, that makes you related to me.
Yeah.
100%.
My first cousin, he watched me grow up, basically.
And I did not know you was a baby. Reese made sure he brought up. Then I forgot. Reese is the senior citizen in the group. Shanika Nolly brought that to my attention. So guess what?
I think I'm the oldest.
No. Reese is the oldest because Shanika Nolly made it very clear. And that goes back to that balance thing where he made sure that we knew that you was a baby, Chris.
Oh yeah, he did graduate in '98, didn't he?
Yep, he was born in '69. So where he wanted to talk about Chris is the oldest, I had to remind him, you're damn near pushing the nursing home, homeboy. So you come for my brother, you come for me, and this goes for all y'all. I'm the narrator sometimes when y'all make it. But I just joke and have fun. But he did make sure we don't use a baby though, bro. 100%.
The love is unspoken. I looked up to him like,
the dude is a genius.
All my life, basically.
And to hear him how he looked up to you, bro, and how y'all communicated that we did this, bro. I told Fears, bro, when Fears found out, Fears thought the way y'all was speaking to each other, like y'all been together non-stop since birth, bro. I said, Fears? Nah, bro, we actually brought them back together again. I said, this is love. They're not Fears.
But yeah, it's because life takes us on a path and we both raising families and doing things. It doesn't mean the love is lost.
And this is what the world need to see. Y'all picked right up where y'all left off.
Yeah,
And this
because
is love. No hate.
why would it be?
But the world thinks if you don't talk to certain people, motherfuckers hate you or they got something against you.
We came from the same person. We both came from that count. And it don't matter what happened. That's what we came.
Do you know Gerald is the only person that
Bro, the way y'all communicate when we first linked up before we got on this camera thing, but just us fears really thought y'all had been like non-stop bonded, bro. Like y'all literally was some Bernstein Bears.
No, in Settler Grove. It's gonna be like trucks and free.
And I said, bro, if they're doing that already, imagine what the chemists are gonna do when we take off. And I said, them guys forced me to do this. I didn't want to do this. This is their dream. This ain't my dream. But this is something that I can be a difference maker. That's what I want to be. And bringing people together and getting fears, whether this is the NPC, fears, the clone bear, he's still quantum either way, he's still my guy. My guy just play basketball. He was in the woods and stuff. That's why I looked up to him. Because I ain't never been camping or hunting. But he did, and I want to go. You know? And and today the show I got a little animated. And then guess what I did? Because our first show, Chris, when you got a little hope, red rage, we didn't show the world we control the temperature. My grandma said, any room you go in, the moment you forget you control the thermostat on you, you lost control of yourself and they own you. So at the end of the day, don't let my passion make you think it's aggression. Don't allow my loudness or my voice to make someone feel threatened, because guess what? I'm deaf in my left ear. I tested positive for cocaine when I was a newborn baby. I didn't say my first words. I was 6. Reese said he got ADD. Get what? That means add. I got ADD and ADHD. So guess what? When they say ADD, they really told him you can add like a mug, but you don't even know it. They told him discreetly, don't let nobody tell you, because guess what? If you got these things, this is a superpower. This is a superpower. We are who we say we are, like Fear said. Fears convinced me when he was coming to my house, kidnapping me, holding me hostage, because he loved me and was talking to me about this stuff I never felt comfortable doing. Because this girl who I thought was a lunatic initially, was a friend of me in school, Stephanie, me and Reese talked about, she made me open up and like, if you're really into Roman mythology, you should just be yourself. And so when she called me a scary cat, you pale colonizers, nobody talks to me like that in your flavor. But you impressed me, so I'm allowed. Now I had to change my ways. And then when I found out Fears on that stuff, Reese on that stuff, and when I found out Reese was capable of doing the things that he does and can do, that I didn't know, and he learned on his own self-talk, this taught me everything, man. What we're doing right now to the world, if you want to do something like we're doing, be better than it. Learn from us. Write down notes. Take them, be better. And at the end of the day, I let Fears animate me, but this was orchestrated organically. But I love that dude. And he knows I don't like pale colonizer. He wanted to see, was I still triggered to the red hope? No, I'm Frank Castle. I control the volume. And I want to say to the world, I love y'all. And I'm going to let Fears in it with this thing he said the other night. It was the most monumental thing that I ever heard. I used to love Sparta 300. I found they were boy lovers. It's none of that. I love these guys. I love what we're doing and what we're going to do. Stay tuned for our next episodes, because we just getting started. I love this show.
Well said, Keith. I don't recall what I said.
Well, I remember you said we can agree to disagree, but that don't mean we don't love each other. Family's family. You just said something like that, and I told you 10 times a day to watch it because it meant the world to me.
Well said. You said it. I mean, I don't have to say. I have to say less. And
but no, you're quantum with it. You say it more elegant.
I don't really remember, so I'm gonna have to go back and
you
look.
Said we can all agree to disagree, but that
we
don't
can
mean
all
we
agree.
Like
we can all agree to disagree. That don't mean we don't like each other. We love each other.
We don't love each other.
And we're gonna always love each other. On behalf of the staff here at Offensive Lines, the team here at Offensive Lines, thank you guys for listening in, and have a great, awesome night.